joining me here now, it's a man that needs no introduction, but he has to because that's how interviews work. It's the future himself, Ian Garry, set to fight at UFC 273 coming up next month. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Good, man. Life's good. Just got my ass whooped in a wrestling class, so it's a great Wednesday morning.
You mentioned life's good, man. You got married very recently. Was it last week or something like that? First of all,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
congratulations. And I was surprised to see how many people were covering it. It seemed like the news was everywhere.
Yeah, hey, it's kind of like I'm a big deal now or something. Thank you, firstly. Yeah, we got married last week in Vegas. We had a fucking awesome time. Just me and my missus, me and my wife. Now it's weird that transition to, like, I've been saying, like, me and my missus is now I can say me and my wife. It's like sometimes I have to correct myself, but it'll take some getting used to. But yeah, no, it's awesome, and I couldn't be happier. You know, I'm blessed. She's awesome. So I'm just over the moon.
It was weird for me because we're the same age, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that shows me I have to get my shit together because look at
no,
Ian Garry.
Dude, sorry to interrupt. Do not let anyone else's life dictate yours, right? My life, dude. I've left my friends, my family, everyone. They're all at home in Ireland. I'm in Florida working my ass off to reach my goal. Not all of them are going to do anything similar because they don't have to. Do you know what I mean? They do. I'm in the best place for me to be to get to where I want to be, and I've got, like, a partner who's. Someone posted on my Instagram the other day, and it was a guy I met, and he said, like, a queen makes moves, the king can't. It's like, she's been there for me, so, like, I have to. Do you know what I mean? That was for me. It has to be done. Like, we had to get married. We had to do that. And it's like, but don't let that make you think you need to do stuff. You could get married at 40. You don't have to get married if you don't want to. You just live your life and do whatever you want to do, and that's it. Don't let anyone else's life make any different moves.
Not gonna lie to you, I didn't expect to be inspired today. All right, man. I appreciate you. Let's get to this fight a little bit, man. You're taking on Darian Weeks, and so far we haven't gotten any Conor McGregor stuff because I know when we interview you, we have to spend 10 minutes on Conor. But let's talk about this fight, man. What was your reaction when they came to you? Like, were you excited for this fight?
I didn't know who he was. Without, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, and I genuinely had never heard of him. Looked him up just to see who he's fought, what happened. Seen he lost his UFC debut, which was short notice. But that shows his game. Do you know what I mean? It shows he's a fighter. You don't take a UFC fight on short notice unless you're game. So I like that. And, like, anyone who's game, on game. It's respect. It's mutual respect. It's like, if he's willing to fight me, then cool, let's go. For me, it's a test of skill sets. It doesn't matter if he's 5-1. It doesn't matter what his record is. It's like, the dude's going to show up and he's going to do what other people won't do, which is fight me. So I'm game. You know, I'm looking forward to it. It's another pay-per-view. It's another big card. You know, the UFC are still rolling the red carpet out for me. So I'm looking forward to fighting Jacksonville. I've got a lot of friends and family, a lot of Irish people coming over. So going to get the knockout, bring them down here, show them where I'm living, show them what's up, show them why where I am is so much better than where I was.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
You have a lot of Irish people coming to Jacksonville. Are they expecting South Florida? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to be in for a rude awakening because North Florida is not South Florida.
So I said this all to them. We told them that there's the only benefit of being up in Jacksonville is from my fight. So we're leaving. We fight. So they're coming in on either the Thursday or the Friday. They're going to come to the weigh-ins, obviously, get a bit of crack. They're all going to go out in the piss probably then. Wake up on Saturday morning, be hungover, have their breakfast, have their lunch, come to the fights, get pissed again, be hungover on Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon we're going to drive back down towards Deerfield, where we're all going to stay, go to the beach here, show them bring them around the gym, let them meet the guys, and just kind of show them where I'm living and where I've kind of moved to, because that to me is important. Like the gated community where we've got an apartment is beautiful, and it's like just to bring them there and have them around like the pool area and just have the banter is going to be awesome. So yeah, South Florida will be where we mainly spend our time.
Are you kind of nervous? Not everybody's going to leave South Florida, though. Like, everybody's getting back on their flights. There's a few people still hanging out at the apartment. Are you kind of worried not everybody's going to want to go home?
Hey, dude, if anyone wants to stay here, I'm game for it. You know what I mean? They can get their own place. They ain't bunking with me. But if any of my mates decide to stay, then I'm game for it. You know what I mean? I miss my mates. I miss, like, golfing with my mates and having a bit of crack. So, yeah, if they want to stay, I'm game for that.
With you living in America and maybe more specifically Florida, do you have a lot of Americans come up to you and when they hear your accent, they're like, "Oh, I'm Irish too. I have a great, 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 great uncle who was Irish." I feel like that's a very
My
American
great
thing.
grandfather's dad's brother's dog's goldfish was Irish.
Right.
And I sit there and have that conversation with them, and I'm like, do you know what the worst one was? And this isn't to be mean. A little kid came up to me and said he's Irish. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, my great great granddad was Irish. He's like, so you're American? And he's like, no, I'm Irish. I'm like, you're not. And I was like, I just gotten sick of it. And I was like, and I was just like, oh, I couldn't help it. It was so funny. But I like the fact that all the Americans think they're Irish. It's good for me. Do you know what I mean? Let them run with it. That's what that was massive for Conor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he rose, as everyone was like, "Oh, I'm Irish." And that's fine. Did you know what? You might have Irish heritage. That's fine. If you wanna associate that with me and that works better for me and my brand, then cool.
What do people in Florida tell you with your accents? Obviously, you live in the South, not the deep South, but you've got some interesting characters in Florida. How do people react when they first hear you speak?
Florida's mad, mate. There's a lot of mad characters out here. I just kind of hear people going, huh? What was that? Huh? Huh? I'm like, I'm Irish. I'll slow down for you. How are you? That's mainly what it is. It's a bit just about slowing down. We speak fast when we talk. Do you know what I mean? It's fast and loud. So it's kind of like, what?
I have to know, man. Obviously, when we do an interview with you, Conor McGregor has to be mentioned. It's the tradition. I don't want to break tradition. But for you, man, I like how you're smart about it. You're not one of these guys that's like when people bring him up, you're like, I'm not him, I'm Ian. You've sort of embraced it. At what point did you realize like you're gonna have to embrace it or it's gonna be something that's gonna bug you forever?
So, like, it's something that's brought up every single interview I do with obvious reasons. You know what I mean? It's not me saying it. It's people saying it. This is the next Conor. This guy's the next big thing out of Europe. And it's obviously the fact that, like, I'm born and bred in Dublin, Ireland. I've got that. I've got it. Like, the nice, thick Dublin accent. It's an obvious comparison. But I don't want to sit here and say, I'm not Conor, I'm not Conor, I'm not Conor. It's like, obviously, I'm not Conor. But that doesn't mean I can't embrace the comparisons to being of compared to one of the greatest to ever do it. Someone who literally changed the game. Like, I am Ian Garry, and I am on my own path, but that doesn't mean that there are some pavements along the way that he's left there for me to kind of skip over and jump the ladder a little bit. You know what I mean? So if that's the blessing that I have of being like kind of second person to walk that route behind him, then I'll take it. But yeah, it's cool to be compared to someone who's changed the game. It's awesome. The person who I grew up watching, do you know what I mean? The person who helped me get into the sport, that's pretty cool. Like, I've made this comparison before, like when Michael Jordan was playing basketball, you've got all these young kids, and if you told them when they were out in the basketball course, you're kind of like Michael Jordan, you don't think they wouldn't be fucking over the moon with that?
Of course.
Exactly. So that's kind of the similar way I look at it. So whatever people want to say about it, it's like I take it with a smile on my face.
Fair enough. So listen, man, you're gonna be participating second big pay-per-view. Are you liking the way the UFC is promoting you so far? Because so far you're on big events. The opponents seem like they make sense. You must be pretty happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, well, I think they realize that I show up. Do you know what I mean? I think it doesn't make sense for them to put me on a smaller show. Put me on the big cards. They know I'm going to talk the talk. They know I'm going to walk the walk. They know I'm going to get in there. I'm going to show up, and they know when I win, I'm going to rock the mic. And that's exactly what happened in my first fight in the UFC. And it's exactly what's going to happen in the second one. It's idiotic for them to not put me on the big card for the more attention, the more eyes on me, because it's going to benefit their promotion. So do you know what I mean? We work together, we rise the ranks together, and then we take over. Do you know what I mean? I can't take over on my own. So I mean, it's a team. You know, I've got my team that I've set up in the future group, and I've got the team that are helping me do it. The UFC need to be on my side as well. So that's how we rise together. And then the takeover's mine. Then when I'm at the top, then it's me. Then it's about me. But to get there, you need a little bit of help. Can't do it all on your own.
And so with you fighting at UFC 273, I know you told Ariel Helwani, like, you didn't want to fight on UFC London. You're like, I'm here in America. What did your DMs look like after you said that? Because I assume you must have had a ton of aggressive fans come after you for that.
Well, there's the absolute ultimate checkmate on why I didn't fight on the London card. It's because I'm not British.
Fair enough.
I'm Irish, and I'd much rather fight in sunny Florida than fly back to the UK. I fought there loads when I was on my Cage Warriors time, so I don't want to fight there anymore. I want to experience new countries, new cultures, new cities, and fight in different venues. I don't want to fight in
Yeah.
places where I've been to and seen already. I want to bring my friends and family away. I want them all to go on a holiday when I fight. Like the next fight I want after this is Vegas. I want to fight in International Fight Week in Vegas. I'm like, right, everyone's got to go get their money, go book their flights. Let's go. Let's go on another holiday. You know, that's the way I want it to be. I want it to be an experience for everyone that's following me, that they can go, I was in Florida, I was in Vegas, I was in Arizona, I was in California, I was in anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be like a tour of like a band, you know, where bands are like, oh, I seen you guys in this. I want them to follow me around the world and support me. And I think that's cool for them, because it's giving them a different experience in life as well, because they're going to places that they necessarily wouldn't have been. So I mean, there's some places that I've fought in that I wouldn't have gone to if I wasn't fighting there. But you learn, you see these places, it's a growth. You know what I mean? You see the all these different people you meet different people who have different opinions in life, and it helps you grow as a person, and it's awesome. I like it.
All right, two more questions for you before we wrap up. This fight with Weeks, what kind of fight are you expecting out there? Because he's showing that he's game. Like fighting Barberena in your first ever fight, in the UFC, that's a big one. What kind of fight are you expecting out there?
To be honest, I don't really care. I mean, I know his background's in wrestling. So I'm expecting to shoot at some point. I think if he doesn't, he'd be idiotic, and I don't think he's a stupid fighter. I think he's game, which means he's gonna go, I can get this guy down. I'm like, okay, go for it. See what happens. I'm just expecting a fun fight. You know, he's gonna get desperate eventually, and when he gets desperate is when I'll knock him out. So that's it just depends on how long he can hold his cool for, because once he loses it, it's game over.
All right, one last question for you. Easy one. Tossing you the lob here. That's how I finish my interviews. How do you see yourself getting your hand raised?
Knockout. Yeah, knockout in the first 8 minutes. Again, it could be the last minute of the last second of the last round. I don't care, but it's when he gives me that inch, I'm taking a mile.
All right, well, we look forward to it, man. I don't have to tell you this. It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Lucas. Thank you. Have a